Well, what is this we have before you today? One of the original characters in the game, Roman Reigns, the NXT. If you guys recall, this past week there was a discussion with some of the developers, Jeff and the crew, Jeff, Ryan, and the rest of them came on. They talked to you guys on Reddit. They answered some questions. Included in there, they made a point to say that there's going to be some NXT wrestlers that are going to be coming down the pipe. And additionally, they made a point to say that the guys with the current NXT link, including Roman here, are going to extend to them. So whether that means there's going to be a tour down the line, there's going to be some value in working up some NXT guys. And let's take a look at Roman and tell you exactly why I chose to take him to 4-star, and then we'll play a few matches. Well, first of all, the key here with him is the 2 red moves. You got the choose 2 to make into power gems of 47-47. And if you recall, power gems, they bleed essentially they bleed the power and they bleed the damage on the opponent each time a gem is broken. And that's important because if you can get multiple gem breaks during the course of one turn, you can double down on them. Here, and that's why it's important when you have the 5 random gems into the black gems. Other moves here, we have the blue moves, which really doesn't do much. And I think it's important to note that that power gem move that I just cited before, that is his 4-star move. So anybody looking to take him up, you're not going to be able to use that until you take him to 4-star. You got this blue move. It's a power gem move, but it doesn't really flow with anything else. As you can see, the other blue move here takes the silent gems and they turn them in. And I mean, I guess it could really be helpful if, for example, you know, we went and we're going to put what's his name? We're going to put Triple H on him, as we'll look at his trainer shortly. I guess if you're facing like Razor or you're facing like The Undertaker, which just floods the board with silent gems, that would be a situation here where you could really, it's a nice counter to it, but it's still an 8 charge. So it's just a whole long way to go. The Samoan drop now, you could play either way with the black moves here. Both are high charges, and I think he's one guy that's going to really benefit when we have the black match trainer, which I think is just a matter of time. At this point, we have every trainer in terms of matches, in terms of the red and the black. So we have the yellow with Rikishi, we have the green with the Triple H DX, we have the purple with Shawn Michaels DX, and obviously we just got Andre the Giant, who's the blue trainer. So once those come down the line, it'll make it probably a bit easier to get to that 13-charge finisher and the 11-charge finish. You kind of see, it's almost as if the developers pre-Jeff didn't even understand how this game worked in terms of even the power gems. I mean, you look at how Anderson is built, where he goes out of his way to have a break somewhere. Here, that's the problem with Reigns. We have a flat 42, and we have a bleed. The bleed's nice, it's just still not heavy enough, and trainer-wise, I mean, I guess it's nice to do 14 a turn, and it does help if you can force a pin, because remember, each pin turn, it does go. We'll play both ways, and you'll see some of the positives and negatives here with Roman. And let's take a look at what I'm running trainer-wise. We have Triple H. Triple H, as you note here, is not at 5,000, which means we've only got 3 power gems. I think it's important, if you're going to make a decision to go with Roman, to understand that essentially we're at 5. It should be 6. If it's at 6, you're looking at about 28 and change power gems on turn 2. Where in this circumstance, obviously we're 47 lighter than that. So we're probably around 23 and change, or whatever the number is. You have to go, based on the charges here, you have to go to Sting. Sting starts with the 4. We're going with Ronda, which is a Berserker. That's the Berserker with the black. It'll enhance it up. And we're going to just, generically, I had the red submission move as one, because I believe one of our matches we're planning on facing is Lex Luger. So that's how we're going to run him. We're going to run him first with the flat finisher, and then we're going to run him after that with the bleed. You guys will see. I mean, it's kind of it's a more amped up Steamboat, but Steamboat's every turn. I mean, he can play well, and he will cause problems. And I think that's really where we're at on this. I believe on our tier guide, we have him ranked either in the 2nd or 3rd tier, and that's the right spot. He's never going to be there. If the finisher had a break, then maybe, but it doesn't. And that's part of the issue you're going to deal with. So here we go. as usual, kind of like before. Remember our last video here, it just, for some reason, that pause menu just keeps triggering, but it is what it is. So we don't have a match here of a red match. Let's see what we got. What we will do is we'll take out the purple. Well, I mean, let's make sure we're not going to set up, before we do this, any of his yellows. And it doesn't appear, because that yellow will drop. Let's take a look. 1, 2, and we'll do that right there. Oh, and of course it falls from the sky. So we try to protect ourselves, and we walk right into that move. Clearly not going the way we'd like it. We're going to get hit, but maybe this will show off the Berserker for you guys, which is something that'll be a benefit. So we got Lex right here. He's going to idiotically put down his botch gems first. Well, actually, it's not that stupid, considering the fact I believe he has his submission as his backup here. So laying the botch first is not a bad move, because it obviously will help him keep us down, in theory, on a pin. So here we go. Alright, so we're at 59K. One of the values, as everyone knows here, is that ideally these guys are supposed to be able to kick out. So it's 10 of blue. Let's take a look here. We've got 5,500. What we're going to do is let's try to preserve that blue, and you'll see what we're doing here. We're going to preserve the blue, and we got them both. So we got a blue and a blue. Ideally, we want to get those blacks as close as we can, because we know coming up next, that's what's going to happen. At the same time, so what we're going to do here strategically is, all right, so we know we're at 10 and change. All right, this is going to be 50 or 72. So we're there. So watch this. Watch this move. It's small, it's stupid, but this is the kind of strategy which gets you ahead. So here we go, and we've able to bundle the black more closer together, and see, boom, that's exactly. So you can kind of half-ass it a little bit, where you go through and do some kick out dynamics, but you can see right there, just manipulating the board on its own can set you up. So we kick out. We're going to lay some. We want to lay these away from the black, ideally, because we want to keep them around. So let's put the power gems. We're putting them in distant areas, but at the same time we also want to keep a red in. So I'm going to move them around a little bit. We're going to put it on that loot gem down there. Okay, so here we go. Berserker should be on, since we did lose more than 30%. And what we're going to do here is, we have these power gems laid. We're going to bada bing, bada boom. We're going to do the change gem here, and hopefully we'll catch a black. And we do. So look, boom, it hits there, and now it's going to hit again once we do it again. So let's take a look what we got going here. Obviously, we're going to be walking into a submission, which is okay. We did go with Naya, and as you can see, so it's 36-36 here at 70. All right, let's again. What we want to do here is, ideally, we want to preserve both, and we can do it. And as usual, the computer is a complete and utter moron. And there we go. Okay, so here we go. Next turn, we're going to get our black match. That'll cause another 41K in damage because of the power gems. And our flat 42 is going to put them away. But even with the power gems, look at that. Can't even kick out. So with a really crappy board, 41K. And I mean, it was bad luck. I mean, you get anybody, I don't care who you are, you get hit with the Luger bomb on turn 2 after the yellow match, you're in trouble. But you can see, Reigns can really, really wear you down. And we will face that Batista next. obviously facing the red gem powerhouses, they're going to be chasing the gem we want. So, I mean, it's not obviously ideal, but it kind of gives you an idea of where we're going to go with it. And the finisher right there, it's important because part of the issue we have is forcing a pin. That's why I went with the finisher over the bleed. The bleed is nice, but I mean, it's kind of like Sting before they gave him that choose move at 4-star, where, you know, it's a situation where we look and you just can't force a pin. It's all well and good that they're getting bled, but you know, you just can't force a pin. So let's take a look. Let's get to that Batista match here. And we'll give you a nice look. So we used up a little bit of health. I mean, again, you face a guy who's a turn 2 guy who gets hit with something. It's very difficult. So, but you can kind of see, you know, if you're facing somebody who has trouble getting matches, I mean, it's just 35 each clip. Boom, boom, boom. And imagine with one more Triple H, that's 47 on top of that. So, you know, he definitely has a lot of value here. I guess my only complaint would be if the finisher either was a lower charge, 13's a lot, or if for one reason or another we were able to navigate this thing to a situation where he can have some sort of a gem break. So here we go. Again, we're dealing with, you know, it's turn 2. He's going to be laying us on a submission, which sucks. But I mean, this is the business we live in, where, you know, one match and it's not wonderful. So again, we want to put those power gems somewhere where ideally they don't get broken when we're trying to get our black match, because we're going to throw a black match in here. We're going to throw the black shortly. Let's put them on the greens down here. It's kind of away. It's away from what we can possibly get as a match. Now, again, we're hoping for a match here because it'll allow us to double down and get the double effect on the power gems. And we got one. So there's 42, 42, and then you can see it's 30, 36, 33. So 12 plus the 23, you add another 47 if we get the max. We're at 40K before we're even talking. And then here, we're going to go with another black. So each time, this is, so just for you guys at home, that's 73,000 damage right there. 73,000 on turn 2, just from 2 matches. And if we had a max Triple H, he had another 8K. I mean, you're at 81K just doing what we're doing. See, this one, it looks like they're not as stupid as the last one, where it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do much with this, which is somewhat annoying. See, right now, and I do this a lot, and I'm sure many of you guys do as well, I'm trying to preserve that red match down at the bottom. By preserving the red match down at the bottom, it allows us to potentially recharge his other move. So at the same time, usually I care very little about what's left behind, but we're going to be leaving blast gems here, which isn't awesome. So I'm going to be going like this, and off we go. Alright, so as I indicated, we're leaving some blast gems, but let's get the red going here. He's going to be putting some, maybe he'll break his own blast gems if we're lucky. Okay. So here he comes. And again, I didn't even bring it up. You get the power gems already just even causing havoc when you just are chasing regular matches. So on the board here, we still have 1, 2, 3, and he's got a hell of a lot of blast gems out there, but they're random, so it's okay. I don't want to set up. See, it's funny, they want us to do this, but it'll set up that move right there. It'll set up him being able to blow up the blast gem. So we're just going to go with there. And let's set him up there, and you know, it's one half dozen the other. So this is nice. This is going to set us up. You can see the pin bars all the way out there. Additionally, we still have 3 power gems on the board. And of course it sets up a 5. But he's dead. It's, you know, it's just a matter of time here. And here comes some more blast gems for our enjoyment. Okay. I'm looking around and I'm sitting here saying, oh boy, alright, well this is the only one we got. There we go. So, at this point, again, it doesn't matter. The blast gems are kind of irrelevant here because any kind of match should, put us in a situation where we might be able to, get the pin bar rolling. So I'm not even going to bother with putting the power gems down because he's in danger. Alright, so this is perfect. So, again, just to let you guys know, now, this is just pin bar dynamics. When the guy is in danger, it's double the amount of gems to cause a pin. So, that middle is the 11-12, is that 12, the 11-12 line. We've got 7 here, so this will automatically end it. So, there's no need to lay down those blast gems or anything else. And it's all over. See, with the lower charges with the red, he's going to really benefit either with the black or the red because it'll give you an ability to just really churn. But it's nice, even when we were just chasing gems after the fact, where I was getting 30k damage. Boom, 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 boom. Turn 2, as you saw, we were at, 36-36 with the 2 black matches, 72. You add the 8 if you have the Triple H all the way out. I mean, we're talking about 80k on turn 2. We didn't really encounter it here, but it helps significantly with the kick out. So that's NXT Reigns. He's not a top tier guy, but you can see, he's a fun guy to play with. And I think as we go forward with this game and the healths get larger and larger, I think having the ability to guarantee yourself that you're going to be rolling out 30, 40, 50k every single turn, it has a lot of value, and I think he will get better as we go on. But I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit different. Coming up, we have on the docket, just to give you guys a preview, there will be DX HBK coming. There will be Rick Rude with DX HBK. He's a personal favorite of mine now. I think he is as good as it gets. Going forward, and eventually we're also going to have Rikishi and Andre the Giant. Those are all going to be on the docket in the next week or so. Ideally, I'll be getting them out sooner rather than later, but this is, this will start you off. Enjoy Roman. Any questions, feel free to hit me up. Thanks.